Sounds fading.
SAA documentary winners, take one.
Thank you guys for coming in and congratulations. 2 beautiful films, Seasons and Here to Stay. So for filmmakers out there who have maybe a story or a subject, how do you know what to shoot? How do you know and how do you find out in advance so you don't have to be there the entire time?
So with a campaign film, I think you're looking for debates, Giselle knocking on doors. So you can sort of plan that stuff. But I think the challenging part was things that Giselle wouldn't think were film worthy, she wouldn't tell us about. So we sort of had to create this trust and relationship of share your calendar with us. Let us know when anything's happening, even if you don't think it's important. And some of the best scenes in the film came from those instances.
How'd you get her to trust you?
I think time. I think I probably had more coffees, dinners, phone call conversations with Giselle than days that we were filming.
And how about you? Was the trust quick won or something you had to earn over time?
It was definitely something that we had to earn over time, and it wasn't always easy. There was actually a period of time where we took about a month away from the farm to give them space and let them do their work, because it's extremely challenging. And in doing so, they welcomed us back a month later, and we were able to visit the farm several more times and get a lot of really great footage.
One thing I found is self-doubt. It's almost like as a filmmaker, your greatest opponent in the process, because you've imagined the perfect version of this movie since the beginning and it almost never measures up to it. How did you conquer your self-doubt and your questions about how am I going to get this to the finish line?
Not alone. I mean, I feel very fortunate to have made this film at school because you have that built-in support network. But yeah, there were some days that I was driving to set alone because Giselle told us last minute that something was happening, and I'm going up the side of the mountain with my car at sunrise crying because I'm like, this film is a disaster. And this truly is an art form that can't be done alone.
I think it's important as filmmakers we air this, because it's I remember when I was first starting, I probably watch a video like this and I'm like, look how perfect these guys are. They win all the awards and everything seems so perfect for them, but my documentary is a disaster. And I feel like it's important as filmmakers to be vulnerable about what a disaster these things are and all the moments that bring us to our knees, because there are so many making a film. Can I ask a sensitive question? Let's say I'm a student filmmaker and I've got an idea. How much money should I raise? Is it $5,000? Is it $50,000? What do I need to make a short documentary these days?
It honestly depends. I think what's important is to raise money for the people you want to collaborate with, and that can really vary. A lot of people will do favor jobs for you, maybe if you're at the beginning and you're really passionate about your film. But maybe a good place to start is $10K or at least $10K.
Yeah.
It really, especially in post-production, depends on who you want to collaborate with. I mean, if you are friends with someone who's an outstanding colorist and you've always wanted to work with them, then you're going to probably need more than 10K. You might need 20 or 30K.
Totally, yeah. So obviously directing a documentary is all about choices. You both talked about moments where you had to make a choice between following your instincts and probably pushing your storytellers a little beyond their comfort zone or holding back. What were those key moments for each film, and why did you make that choice?
For Here to Stay, I'd say it probably was our sit-down interview with Giselle, and I can tell that she was getting a little bit emotional, and I was debating on whether to ask her, what happens if you don't win?
I feel like I would let everyone down.
I felt bad for doing it, but it's a beautiful moment when you if you have any hesitation about Giselle being genuine, that's the moment where you're led into her world and you feel for her in that moment.
Yeah, you felt bad for doing it, but it was the right thing to do as a documentary filmmaker.
I think so. I think at the end of the day, the film's better for it.
How about you?
I will say it's really hard to film people when they're arguing with each other. You feel like you're doing something wrong and you're like, should I put this away?
I'm not coming on your emotional roller coaster with you this year of when to do something or not.
But I know the film became something bigger than just them in that moment. It was a story about immigrant mothers and second generation daughters. So hopefully I was able to bring some sensibilities and from my personal experience to make them feel at ease in those moments.
I know that there's always those ethical dilemmas. They're hard to parse. Do you have any questions for me? I've been peppering you guys with questions.
I think my question kind of ties into your question about like overcoming self-doubt.
Yeah.
Because you have this very distinct style. When you were building that style, how you were able to trust your instincts even though there was doubt kind of on the periphery.
Yeah. So we all have seen many documentaries. There's filmmakers we admire, and then when we're making a film, we say, oh yeah, I think compose the image like this because I've seen that in a movie that's, you know, well liked or that won an award or whatever. So there's those kind of decisions, and then there's decisions that you like that. You like the way the light hits that, or you like it being so tight on their face. And I think as a filmmaker, as you evolve, hopefully, the decisions you make because you think it's the right decision will go down in favor of decisions that match with your instinct. Really, I think as long as your conviction comes from your artistic preference, you'll never be lost. Because if you're trying to please everybody, you'll always be lost because it will be impossible to do that. So I can't wait to see what your next projects will be. Congratulations, and thank you for this conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was great.
That was awesome.
You're so
Oh, you
nice.
guys.
Thank you.